Starro is one of the most powerful creatures in the universe, despite his simple ability, which is mind control. He can destroy whole planets. Starro strangely managed to control every member of the Justice League, even Batman and Superman, and now his spores is controlling nearly every human on the planet. So, who's gonna save the Earth? Well, stick around to find out the simple answer, which is like a punch in the face to one of the most powerful superheroes on the universe. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell button. Our story begins with Jonathan Kent reading a book about heroism and journalism. His mother was Lois Lane, and his father, of course, is Superman. But he doesn't know that yet. His mother took her stuff and went back to work, and after a while, his father came back home and told him about the new research he heard about. The scientists found a way to make the ant colony work or live without a queen, cause normally, if the queen dies, the whole colony dies with it. They spent the whole day together till Kent saw the meteor falling from the sky. He used his supervision and found out this is the Justice League headquarters. He stood up immediately and told his son he forgot something at work and flew to the falling headquarters and pushed it back to space. He scanned the upper surface and found a hole which caused the fall. Green Arrow told him they got hit by a space fragment, but it's okay now. So Superman went to save lives from a tsunami in Japan. Green Arrow was alone in the headquarters, and suddenly he heard something, so he went to check it out, till he reached the storage room, and something attacked him. Next day, Jonathan was in a baseball match, and he felt sad when he found his father didn't show up, and the bad day did not stop here, but his team loses the game because of him. Kent returned home to check on his son, and Lois told him he's crying in his room. Kent knows how his son feels cause he's not around so much, but it comes with a job, and when he tried to talk to him, Jonathan escaped through the window and angrily ran through the cornfields. Because of his anger, his eyes shot laser for the first time. So he went to hide cause he's scared and doesn't know what's happening, and that's when he sees his father flying in Superman costume. His day quickly became his best day ever. Superman took his son to meet the Batman, who was chasing the Penguin, and after he handed him to the police, they went to the Batcave to run some tests. They meet Robin, who was going through puberty or something, cause he was mean and angry all the time. After the tests, Batman tells Superman he can't decide if any superpowers are gonna appear or not, and just like the lasers, maybe a trauma or strong feeling can trigger the other abilities. After that, Batman and Superman talked alone, and Batman asked him if he heard from the radio tower recently, and Superman told him Green Arrow told me he's gonna check in last night and told him about what happened. So he called Green Arrow and he assured them everything is fine, and immediately they knew something is off. So Superman decided to bring Jonathan home and head with Batman to the headquarters. Jonathan was so happy and tired, so he fell asleep at once. Batman and Superman went to space, and as soon as they landed on the tower, something attacked them, and that was Starro. It's an alien that looks like a starfish who can control minds through his parasites. Next day at school, someone called Melvin bullied on Jonathan cause he cost them the game yesterday. That's when Jonathan noticed he got his super strength, so he beat him up. Meanwhile, Robin was in the Batcave doing what any teenager would do, which is absolutely nothing. Batman sneaks on him and tried to infect him with the Starro parasite, but he managed to kill the small parasite and got into a fight with his dad. But he's the Batman, so he grabbed him and threw him off the cliff, and he's supposed to be dead. Superman called Batman and told him they controlled half of the humans and they're near to control the whole planet, and also told him they took care of any possible threats. Then he leaves. Now, Robin is still alive because of his hook gun. He goes to the Batcomputer and saw the photo that informed him that all the superheroes have been infected except Jonathan, and he's the next target, so he decided to save him. Meanwhile, Jonathan was in the principal's office cause he beat Nolan, and when he saw the Batjet, he took off to see why he's here. Robin told him aliens begin to control the planet, and they have to save their dads. And that was the first insult and a punch in the face to all superheroes. Well, two kids. One is about 10 and the other is always angry and has issues with anything that moves, is gonna save the most powerful creatures in the universe? Anyway, suddenly, Lois Lane shows up, so he tried to talk to her, but Robin stopped him cause she's infected. So he tests his theory, and Robin was right. They ran to the Batjet and tried to fly away, but she managed to get on the ship. Jonathan used his eye lasers and hit her in the face, and the parasite escaped from her face into her mouth, and she fell into a lake. She got out of the lake and spat the dead parasite out, and she saved. The other two tried to figure the first thing to do, and Robin told him, "We have to know how to defeat the creature," and he has a sample from the parasite he killed. They went to the South Pole, where Superman lives, because everywhere else, everyone is gonna be infected. They got in and got chased by Krypto, aka Superman's dog. They run till they reach a statue of Jor-El, and suddenly, a hologram of Jor-El came out of that statue, and by a DNA test, he knew that Jonathan is his grandson. Robin showed him the dead creature, and Jor-El told them about Starro and how he controls creatures through his parasites, and it hit Jonathan. They can save all humanity by killing the big boss, aka the Queen. So they asked Jor-El how to kill it, but he didn't know. Okay, how to find it, still don't know. So Jonathan tried to organize his thoughts and remembered his father and Batman's speech about the headquarters, and he told Robin it has to be there, so that means they have to go to space. Meanwhile, Lois returned to her work to find out how to warn people about the aliens, and Jimmy gave her an idea. So she went straight to the president's office and told him he should talk to his people and warn them about what's happened, and he agreed. But Lois has to give her voice to him in the next election, and she of course agrees. Meanwhile, Robin and Jonathan got into Superman's crib, which reached to the Earth, and as they leave, Krypto told Jor-El they're dead, and he totally agrees. When they reached the tower, they were so confident till they opened the door and found the whole Justice League are waiting, and they knew they're dead. They were thinking of going back to Earth and die peacefully, but the Justice League surround them, and Starro shows up for the first time. He ordered Green Arrow to kill them and disappeared. Green Arrow shot Robin, but Jonathan saved him by sacrificing himself, and that's when his super solid skin appeared for the first time. They got up and started to fight the Justice League. Meanwhile, the screens in the tower was showing Lex Luthor's speech, and yeah, he's the president. He told the people about the parasites, but he told them to accept it, and turns out he's also infected. Lois used a lighter and spray to kill the parasite and faced the camera and talked to her son. She told him, "I hope you're hearing me somehow," and told him how to defeat the aliens, and that's by heat. So by that tip, they managed to defeat the Justice League and continue their way to Starro. But they came across their dads, Superman and Batman. They barely managed to defeat them, but eventually they did it, and they freed their dads from Starro's control. And when they tried to kill Starro by anything, nothing worked. So they decided there's only one thing they can do. They put the whole Justice League in the ships and sent them back to Earth. After that, they went to the control panel and Robin pressed every button, and the tower begins to fall from Earth. It was a brilliant idea, cause the contact heat will kill Starro, but it will kill them too. But they were happily taking that sacrifice. Starro begins to burn and die, and in the same time, every parasite on Earth starts to die, and humanity is freed and saved again by a couple of teenagers. Superman and Batman woke up on Earth, and Superman sees the falling tower, and it was easy for him to bring it safely to Earth. Superman was happy to see his son safe. So does Batman, who the first time he shows his son how much he loves him. After that, Starro shows up alive. So Superman grabbed him and Jonathan grabbed a tree, and they treated him as a baseball and sent him back to space, where he can't bother any other planets for a while. And that's when the movie ends. So, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you soon, and goodbye.